Welcome to DentalFix RX CDET pre-training video. This training video is on ticket management. So let me get right into it. This is Andy Cohen, your narrator. So the purpose of this section is to identify the typical scenarios that DentalFix operators will encounter in the field and how to manage each of those scenarios properly using the RunDFX software. During the operator's daily activity, certain scenarios will occur. We have a flow chart that we'll show you that'll be introduced again in training, and we'll tie to the operations manual to give you a guideline on how to go about each of those scenarios. So let me jump right in, and I want to talk first about tickets and touch on a little bit about the tickets. So here I am back in my panel. I want to show you again the ticket report, okay? Because this ties into it as well. A lot of what we'll talk about shows you how to put call log notes into the CRM portion of the system and also close tickets. There's another video as well that will teach you how to close tickets upon doing invoicing and closing invoices. But it's very critical that tickets are closed because you want this report to be up to date and clean. So right here on my panel, total open tickets, I've reviewed this in a separate video. You click on this and it actually shows you the current open jobs. We've done this before in previous videos. We put part numbers that you need to order and current status in the notes section of each ticket. So essentially this is a running to-do list. It gives all the open jobs for either customers that you've invoiced or leads that you've never invoiced. It's got a ticket number to reference. All these will hyperlink directly to that data. The purpose, the visit date, the instructions that the office has given us, and of course your status or your notes. Meaning, if you have a ticket that is completed, whether it be a meet and greet, and there's no work to be done, or an estimate and there's no approval given at that point, or a repair and the repair is completed and invoiced, you should close the ticket so it's removed off of this report. Again, you'll see in a different video how to close that ticket. I want to show you how to manage the notes and the tickets through the system, and that's really the topic of this video. So understand the ticket report is extremely important to keep clean. There's really no other way in the system to manage the current jobs. You can try an Outlook calendar. You can try sticky notes. There's really not better options. The best option is to keep it updated in the system. Everyone can work off of this. So, for instance, if customers call in, they're looking for status on parts. We can see the parts have been ordered instead of reaching out to you and have your customer call you every time there's a question mark. Then the operations support center can effectively communicate as the liaison between you and your customer. All you need to do is properly use the software and the system, close tickets, and keep current tickets open. So let's go right to any ticket. I want to show you how to do. We'll go from a ticket to the call log notes. And complete everything in the system. So if we click on the ticket number right from here, which we could also access from my panel from the calendar, we see the actual ticket. Now, right from here, the first thing you should do is actually close the ticket. So if you do a meet and greet, let's call this repair, this ticket a meet and greet, and let's say that is a meeting with a doctor. Okay, so we click on this ticket. Again, here it is a meeting with a doctor. So let's say this is the case. After you do the meeting, you'll want to close the ticket and then put in your call log notes. Now, here's a shortcut to this. You can click right here on the actual customer name, open up the customer, a separate window pops up that brings up the customer. Now, from here, you can now go back to the ticket, close the ticket. The first thing you want to do here is close the ticket. Gives you a reason. let's say it's a meeting that you've completed, you want to close the ticket, and now the next thing you want to do is actually go to the call log. When you click call log, again, a separate window pops up, and then you can put in your marketing note to track the history, sort of what happened when you met with the doctor. There you go. So there's a note there in the system. Now, you would have the option, of course, if you're going to do a follow-up, to put a follow-up note down here. I went over that in the call log CRM training. What's important for you to know right now is that the order in which I did that. I closed the ticket, and then I made the note in the system. The system works. It's a tricky system in one sense because it works off of the same calendar. So the Operations Support Center, the sales support team, calls using the default next call date, which is listed right here. Any activity changes the next call date. So if you close the ticket, the next call date defaults to 30 days down the road, for instance. If you make a note, the next call defaults to 30 days down the road. But if you make a note and override it with a follow-up, the default date changes. So it's very important that you go in the proper order. In any different scenario, there's repair scenarios, there's different scenarios. So if you look at this flow chart, which you'll receive, it gives you all the different scenarios. The first one we went over was actually for a ticket. This was for a meet and greet. So this is example C. It shows you what to do if you were to get work. If you receive business there, you would close the meet and greet ticket, and write an estimate. If you didn't receive business, what direction you would go. We have the same situation for if there's an open repair or an estimate. So all these scenarios are here. When you get to training, you'll have this, all this information, and you'll refer to this over the first few weeks of business until you get used to how you handle that. Again, these are ticket flow charts that show you how to handle those different scenarios. That is the end of the video on the ticket management flow. This is Andy Cohen. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.